How is it going, guys? We have sort of been on a trend the last couple of months where we have been stiffening things up on the FRS. We started with the Cusco engine mounts. We did the Whiteline and Perrin transmission mount inserts. Last week, we did the rear diff inserts. So naturally, this week, we've got the rear subframe inserts. Now, Whiteline actually does a fantastic job of capturing the amount of movement that happens under load with the OEM bushings. But with these installed, it's gonna help to minimize that movement, and with everything else that we have installed, it's gonna boost the overall performance of the car. The install should be pretty straightforward, so let's get the car up in the air, and I'm showing you guys exactly what we need to do. Before we get started, let's open these up. We got the set of instructions, Whiteline decal, 2 packets of lubricant, and then you should have a total of 8 of these inserts. Now you want to pay attention to the part numbers that are on them so that you don't get them mixed up. You're going to have 4 lower inserts that are going to be the same, and then you're going to have 2 for the rear upper, which are these 2 right here, and then 2 for the front upper. And you can tell the difference by the part numbers, obviously, but also if you take a look on the top side of them, the front upper has an indentation on the top side, whereas the rear upper is just flat. So make sure you don't get those mixed up. Take a look underneath the car. You can see that I've removed the back half of my Catback exhaust just to give us a little bit more room to work with. I also removed my aero covers underneath the gas tank that you may or may not have so that we can access the front bolts. But once you've done that, you need to get a jack or some sort of stand underneath the subframe to support it. And then we're gonna remove the 2 19mm bolts holding the rear of the subframe in place. Once we've got the bolts out, we're gonna lower the subframe down so that we have enough room to access the top of the OEM bushing. Now we can take the 67722 bushing, make sure it's all greased up, and we're gonna press it onto the top of the rear subframe here. So what I'm finding is it's kind of wanting to slip out even when I have it in place like that. And once I let it go, it kind of pops up. So it's pretty much in the spot where it needs to be. So I'm just going to raise the subframe. I've got the other side already installed, so I'm gonna raise the subframe to kind of press it into place and hold it where it needs to be. With that top insert in place, we can install the 67725 on the bottom. Again, making sure it's greased. And we'll take the bolt and thread it back into place. With both the rear bolts back in place and hand tight, we can move on to the front. I've moved our stand to the front of the diff to help support the front of the subframe, and we're gonna remove this bracket from both sides. So there's 2 14mm bolts, 1 12mm bolt for the e-brake line, and then the 19mm bolt holding the subframe in place. We've got both sides out, so we're gonna lower the front of the subframe, just like we did with the rear. Then we can take the OEM washer off the top here. Then we can slide the 67724 insert on top. And I've got the washer on top of that insert as well. Make sure it's greased, like always, and we'll press that into place. With both sides in, I'm gonna raise the subframe back up. Then we will install the lower inserts. Lower insert should slide right into place. And we'll grab the OEM bolt, thread this back in. Make sure you reinstall the 2 14mm bolts for the support bracket. And these need to be torqued to 16 foot-pounds. And then the 12mm bolt for the e-brake line. This needs to be torqued to 13 foot-pounds. And then you're gonna want to torque all of the 19mm subframe bolts that we removed to 72 foot-pounds. That is all there is to it, guys. The inserts are now installed. Like I said, really straightforward install. I just gotta get the exhaust and the under panels back on the car, and now our subframe is gonna be a lot more solid. If you guys are looking to do this yourself, the link is down in the description. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.